right, well, welcome so much for being here to the We Heart Salisbury second annual awards banquet here at Headquarters Live. It's great to have everyone here, and we're going to have another night of great inspiration. We're going to be so tired and inspired by the time we're done here. We'll be wet with inspiration. Can you be wet with inspiration? I want to talk just for a minute about the idea of hope and knowledge and belief. I had a paradigm shift here last year, a year ago right now at this event. Is Grace Foxwell Murdoch here? Yes. Grace, what is a paradigm shift? A change of thinking, and usually it's for the good or the bad? For the good. You know, I used to think I understood Salisbury, and I'm smart like all of you. I do, but I never really believed in Salisbury. Or I thought that I was the only one who believed in Salisbury, and it was like something special with me, and I was a dummy for believing in Salisbury. Well, I got in a room last year with all of you. Everyone in the room believed in Salisbury. And it felt so different to be with people who really believed what I believed. It was a really important moment. And I thought about that for a whole year, and I realized that someone like Jake Day, our mayor, he's no smarter than anyone else. He keeps telling people he's smarter than anyone else, but what Jake has is he has belief. He believes that things can be better. He's got a list of stuff. Every politician has a list of stuff. He's got a list. But he's got a belief, and that's what we all cling to. You can take a guy like Martin Luther King. He didn't have a list of things that he wanted to accomplish when he went to the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963. He had a dream. He told us what his dream was. It was beyond a belief. It was a dream. So Jake borders on a dream. All of us have dreams for Salisbury. I have dreams for Salisbury. I never thought they were possible. But now finally, because of my Grace Foxwell Murdoch paradigm shift, I believe. I truly believe. So my only job is to introduce the mayor of Salisbury, Jake Day. Get up here, Jake.
Well, good evening. You know, I think one thing that Greg failed to mention is how nice it is to be in a room full of friends. And this guy has interviewed me and written articles, and you know, it's not always that somebody can ride this balancing act or pull off this balancing act of being, you know, an arbiter of the news and the truth, and also be really nice and
it's not
be
always
friendly.
It's not always milk and honey.
Well, no, it's not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think you are undoubtedly a friend of Salisbury.
Thank you.
So thank you, Greg, for what you do.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was asked to just come give a quick synopsis of the last year. And I don't know how in the world you do that, and how you do that quickly. So let me just say this, that in the course of a year since we were all together a year ago, we've seen community gardens sprout. We have seen a community center be acquired just yesterday. Yeah. Where's Susan? Where's Susan? The first of several, am I right? The first of several. We have seen a record year, a record low for crime in Salisbury. We have seen, thank you to our public safety officials, thank you to our police officers in the room. We have seen a community rise above challenge after challenge and prove to the non-believers that we are a place, and I'm not pointing at you as a non-believer, Craig. No, that's not how I meant it. But no. But we have proven to the people who said Salisbury is less than, Salisbury can't be, that Salisbury can be and Salisbury will be and Salisbury is. And we know that. If you're in this room tonight, I know you know that. We Heart Salisbury as an organization has the absolute best name of any organization I can think of. So I'm so proud and grateful for the opportunity to be here with you. And we've got good things coming. This city has seen, we've seen us go from a city that had very high unemployment to a city that was, a couple years ago, number 75 on the fastest growing job market list in the US. And then last year, number 42. And then in 2016, and this is yet to be released, but will be soon, the 7th fastest growing job market in America. And there are great things to come. 4 years in a row of New Year's Eves, 5 or 6 years of Third Fridays, like 8? Wow. So many good things to come. So I'm so grateful that we're here tonight together. I'm so grateful for the things that are to come. And more importantly than anything else, remember this, that there is not one person, there is not a group of elected officials, it's not just city employees. It takes an entire community of people willing to stand up, take over a piece of the challenge, and make it happen, and tackle those challenges together in order for a community to thrive. And the reason we're thriving is because there's people like you in this room who are saying, Salisbury's going to be great, and I'm going to make it great. So thanks for what you do.
I purposely made my speech bad so his would seem so good. All right, we're going to present some awards. That's what we're here for, right? First this year is the Public Servant Award. This is for the individual who serves others in ordinary ways with extraordinary heart. Our first nominee is Julia Glantz. Julia says, I love Salisbury because as a scared young freshman from New York, this community took me into its arms and made me a Salisburian. There is so much positivity and energy here, you can feel it. This is a city of open-mindedness and opportunity. Any idea that is brought forward is taken seriously, and we have the community organizations, volunteers, and government officials to support it and make it become a reality. That's really well written. She could work for a newspaper. Julia is, right now, she's the acting city administrator. She counts herself lucky to be part of the major decisions that shape Salisbury's future. While every day is completely different, some of Julia's recent out-of-the-box projects include planning for the 2016 New Year's Eve ball drop, where fireworks were brought downtown for the first time. Julia helped put together the Shorecraft Beer Fest last summer, which I was playing golf and missed that, unfortunately. And she assisted in building a pop-up park in the alley next to the Brick Room, which is there right near my office. I spend lots of time there. Now, while these are not normal responsibilities for a city administrator, these projects have definitely helped make Salisbury a place where people want to live, work, and play. Outside of work, Julia helps raise a weekend puppy, whatever that is, and service dogs that go on to help veterans with disabilities. Julia Glantz. Our second nominee is my dear friend, Dana James. Dana knows everyone's business, doesn't he? Dana writes, I love Salisbury for the different people I meet every day. I think I've been invited to almost everybody's Christmas party at one time or another. It doesn't seem that I'm ever forgotten. He does take bonuses on Christmas, by the way. There is always someone offering to help make my day better. That's very nice. Also well written. Dana, as we all know, has been the mail carrier for 22 years in Salisbury and delivered to most parts of the city during this time. Before this, he was in the United States Army for 4 years. He's currently a member of the VFW and the American Legion. When he's not serving the Salisbury downtown community, Dana can be found spending time with his 2 kids and wife of 22 years. The third public servant nominee is John Demere Jr. Damari. Bull told me to screw up his name on purpose, so I did. John began to dig roots in Salisbury 17 years ago when he joined the Brotherhood of the Salisbury Fire Department Station 2 as the station's first cadet member. And back then it was tough being a member at Station 2, I think. At the age of 16, John began working his way up from a cadet to a firefighter operator, following on the heels of his stepdad, who is still currently a member of the fire department. As if being a fireman was not enough, John joined the ranks of the Salisbury Police Department in 2003, while still currently being active in the fire department. John has spent almost 14 years as a road patrol officer, and he's in such great shape, and was recently assigned to be the second bicycle officer in downtown Salisbury. Here's what John wrote about Salisbury. From working and interacting with Jamie Heater, to the Third Friday Volunteers, to joining Mayor Day and Matt Drew at the monthly Slow Roll bike ride. I guess they all ride too slow for him. I have really learned how alive downtown Salisbury has become. So, John Damari, he's your third nominee. How'd I do, Bull? That's a good. So I'm going to welcome to the stage now Scott Malone from Malone Agency Farmers Insurance to present the award. My daughter Annie is up here, Annie Bassett. Take a bow, please. Her job is to hand me the box, and then I hand the box to someone else.
Okay, I'm a bit theatrical, so we're going to do this a little differently and have fun. Once again, the nominees are Dana James for the Downtown Postman, John Damari Jr. for Second Gear, and Julia Glanz for the Mayor's Office. And the WeHeartSBY award goes to, it's in this envelope, Julia Glanz for the Mayor's Office.
Well, thank you all so much. As a kid, I dreamed about giving this speech at the Oscars. Clearly, I took a different path in life. Where is John? Love you. Dana, you're the best mailman ever. Stop. By the cheers, he won by popular vote in this room. Thank you all. Thank you to the Weavers, We Heart Salisbury, to the board, to everybody. Really appreciate it. The important thing is that I don't do my job alone. Nobody in city government does our job alone. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Keep up the great work. We're going to continue to move Salisbury forward and make it the best small city in America. Thank you.
This is fun. The Innovator Award. This individual sees a need and creatively meets it with skill and passion. This is the most important award, and the reason is I won it last year. The first nominee is Jesse Campbell. Jesse writes, I love Salisbury because it is home. I will do everything I can to help it be its very best. I coach football, I teach the next generations of creative people at SU, and I believe we are capable of making significant change if we decide what we want that change to be. That's really well written as well. Jesse, of course, is the founder of Vision Creative. Vision Damari Creative. A creative collective of purveyors, patrons, and aficionados of art and culture that uses various digital mediums to tell life stories. The roots of Vision Creative were started as Vision Sound in 2003. From that, studio grew to include photography, design, filmmaking, and animation. Jesse was promoting the stories himself and other artists through social media in the days of MySpace. Remember MySpace? He and his team were designing website layouts, CD covers, posters, all the physical promotional materials needed with photographs. First published in 2009. In 2010, his first external commercial video was filmed for the PJ Aldridge Foundation. PJ, I love that man. Part of a campaign that led to PJ's famous Oprah Winfrey appearance, where Oprah gave him a Volkswagen. And the video was featured on Fox 45's morning show to an audience of millions. Jesse, of course, his office is next to mine, and he works harder than I do, so I enjoy seeing him. Jesse Campbell. Our second nominee is the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. As we all know through the Chamber, this is a 6-month after-school program for students in middle and high school that helps them launch their own real, fully formed and functioning businesses. The program encompasses over 80 business professionals representing accounting, law, politics, manufacturing, marketing, nonprofits, and more. The curriculum features a guest speaker, they host field trips, they mentor students. Within the program, students create their own business plan for their product, service, or nonprofit business. The highlight of the YAY program is the investor panel, which is much like a Shark Tank event, where students pitch to a panel of investors for seed funding. It's just a great thing. Andrea Bursler was one of the teachers last time. And one group was chosen to go to a regional competition and compete against student businesses all across the East Coast. In the first year, 3 students competed and won money in the Shore Hatchery competition at SU. And RJ Batts, we all have this in our drawer at home now, he won $15,000 for the product called Tip Tough, which shields your fingers from being cut when you're preparing food. The Young Entrepreneurs Academy. Our third nominee is the king of the downtown plaza, Eric Ludwig. Eric writes, I moved to Salisbury when I was 12 from San Antonio, Texas. Ooh, that must have been a brutal move, because that's a beautiful city. Wait, I believe. It's just a beautiful city. My whole family lived on the Eastern Shore. My father was in the Army, so I moved a lot as a child. We moved here because my mother had cancer and wanted to be close to family before she passed. This is where I feel most at home. I always love the feel of Salisbury. The people are great and welcoming. I love having my barbershop downtown. I thought it would be cool to have a shop downtown, and I love seeing the activities and direction the area is undergoing. Eric, of course, is the owner of the downtown barbershop, and he's proud that he is saving men every day from unruly hair. And my father was a barber in Ocean City, so I got a thing for barbers, so I love Eric Ludwig. Eric Ludwig's the third nominee. And I get to present this award. My daughter is going to help me present this award. This is where you get the award. You take it out of the box. We rehearsed this at home. Can I hold it? And the winner is the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. We all love to say the name Sophia Snecker.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, there's a picture.
This is very nice. Oh, we do a picture.
Can this be in the chamber newsletter?
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Well, Greg won this last year, and we were up against Jesse and Eric, so that says a lot. But I want to say thanks to WeHeartSBY. I think this organization is so important to Salisbury, and especially all of the awards and everyone being recognized in the room tonight. The Young Entrepreneurs Academy is not my idea. My boss, Ernie Colburn, one day said, we have this program, we want to bring it to the area. And I thought, what a better way to create 23 young entrepreneurs than to bring this program to Salisbury. We just got a call a few days ago that RJ Batts, who was our student last year, has gotten a call from Shark Tank. So that's pretty exciting. So we graduated 21 students last year. We're graduating 23 students this year. And we're excited that they are going to be future business leaders in this community. I think entrepreneurship is very important. And thank you, everybody, for supporting it. Thanks.
Our next award is the Green Award. The recipient of the Green Award leads all endeavors with care of Salisbury's environment at the forefront. Our first nominee is Greg Zakowitz. Did I get that? Greg, is Greg here? Greg is a local gardener who has created and organized the downtown Salisbury Farmers Market that continues to provide local food and faces to Salisbury's community. Greg also oversees the care of the community garden at the Boundless Playground and Park. Second nominee, Casey and Doug Martin. They write, despite not knowing everyone in town, you never feel like a stranger here. People will go out of their way to act like neighbors and friends. It's this welcoming and caring environment that led us to stay in the area and help showcase it to all of our friends, neighbors, and visitors how great Salisbury is. Casey and Doug, as we all know, have helped with various green SBY projects related to developing community gardens and trying to be environmentally thoughtful in all the projects they participate in. Casey helped her office receive recognition in spring 2016 from Stash Your Trash for being environmentally friendly workplace with an office vegetable garden and recycling bins. Doug was charged with being the environmental lead, among other roles, for his company down at Wallops for several years. Recently, Casey completed shore leadership and was appointed to the Green Team. The Green Team is the City of Salisbury's volunteer committee to aid the city in researching and organizing sustainable projects and updating internal procedures. This committee helped Salisbury achieve the Sustainable Maryland Certificate, which the mayor is very proud of, which is only held by 34 other municipalities out of the 157 in the state of Maryland. She allows Doug to tag along as the hired muscle, of course, and bearded arm candy. The third nominee is the Stash Your Trash Project. Stash Your Trash is a community initiative addressing the issue of litter in Wycomico County. It was founded by the great Priscilla Timken in 2014, owner of Chesapeake Tours and Promotions. In the spring of 2014, Stash Your Trash created a community quilt, hand-sewn by over 150 students in the county and signed by over 500 residents pledging not to litter. Since then, Stash Your Trash has sponsored countywide recyclable art projects, and some of them are pretty cool, asking the public to make herons and crabs out of recycled materials, which are then showcased in local businesses. In the spring, Stash Your Trash hosts a community cleanup day. In the fall, they host a river cleanup. Stash Your Trash encourages each of us to be responsible stewards of our environment with the goal to change behavior by changing attitude. Stash Your Trash hopes littering will become unacceptable at an individual level and that every resident will consider reducing, reusing, and recycling. My dear friend is coming up to present this award, John and Tracy Robinson of Robinson's Family of Businesses. I was thinking about this in the car on the way over. In the years I've known this man, I can't think of a single thing we ever agreed on. But we were talking on the phone recently. We were on the phone?
Sure.
And I made him
We agree.
I made him cry.
Yeah,
Why did you cry?
because they tore our building down on 13 where I grew up and lived after a long time, so.
He's going to cry again. Watch this. I'm going to humiliate him in public.
It's hard. It's hard, so. Yeah, we moved in that Hitch building. My parents moved to Salisbury. We actually lived behind the Howard Johnsons in our car.
Yeah.
We didn't have a house. We didn't have anything. My parents never owned a home in Salisbury, although everybody thought we grew up some rich kids. We rented, no heat in our house. We all slept in one bedroom because we kept our kerosene heater in there. But all three of us went to college. My brother and sister, both doctors, and left Salisbury, which I hope they'll come back at some day. But I drove by the Hitch building. I went on vacation and came back and it was gone.
Tore it down.
I didn't even get a brick. And
I think the mayor had to sign something to make that happen.
but it's all right. It's all good. What I look at is like it's Salisbury growing and changing. And my mom always said Salisbury University and the hospital someday would touch, and they may the way they're going. And they're both great here in Salisbury. I live by the college now. I own my own house. It's kind of cool, you know. But yeah, I lived in that Hitch building. I lived in the basement of that building, and for 5 years. And I lived upstairs for another 4 or 5. And you know, it's not easy always time being in business. It really isn't. But yeah, thanks for doing that to me.
Yeah. So now, back on planet Earth, this is the Green Award, for those of you who have forgotten, presented by John Robinson.
I love Salisbury. And last year I got to give Greg an award, but I love the idea of a cleaner, a river we can swim in. I swam in it as a kid. I don't have 3 legs. I swam in it a few months ago, by the way, when I was doing a commercial. But you know, and the Green Award's important because it's so much what we need to do is to make our community so much cleaner. And it all starts with just every little thing we do, picking up trash here and there, even walking through your own parking lot, picking up something. You know, just spending over and doing that. You go to Germany, and there's not a piece of trash anywhere. It's a different thought process, and hopefully we'll have that same thought process here where we clean up after ourselves and even after others that are too lazy to. And I present this to Casey and Doug Martin.
Thank you guys so much. We weren't expecting this. Thank you, first of all, to the other nominees, Organic Greg and Priscilla, and to last year's winner, Martin. You guys are awesome resources and examples for us and for the rest of the community. And thanks to WeHeartSBY. You guys do a lot of really awesome things in Salisbury, and we really appreciate this.
Thank you.
Yeah, he really is arm candy, isn't he? And he smells good. The Visual Artist Award. This individual gives away their gifts to help beautify Salisbury. Our first nominee, Amused Studios. They write, Salisbury is a fantastic cross between city and country life. It's the largest city in the area, but you get a small town feel from everyone you meet, which makes for an encouraging community with people who support each other. Robbie and Sarah is very funny. Does Sarah still have the chickens? Okay. Robbie and Sarah started a homegrown pottery studio, Amused Studios, which has led to many great projects with work and great organizations. The couple has been involved in Third Friday as vendors for many years and started a yearly Clay Palooza event during Third Friday to call attention to the Clay Guild of the Eastern Shore. Rob is the president of the Clay Guild, and Sarah is the secretary of the guild, which meets and holds workshops to advance ceramic techniques for members in the area. Sarah and Rob helped start First Saturday and are the arts market coordinators for that event, Amused Studios. Second nominee is Susan Holt. Susan gets right to it. I love how people in Salisbury value the process of building community. Boy, that could be a campaign motto. Susan Holt is the gallery director and art instructor of the Department of Fine Arts at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore and is responsible for teaching art classes and putting on 7 or 8 art exhibitions per year. Susan is also a member of the Salisbury Arts and Entertainment District Committee and chair of the Public Arts Subcommittee. She has been responsible for many public art projects over the years, including 10 steel sculptures permanently installed downtown. Another one of those things, when they started putting them up, I was like, what are they doing? And they're beautiful. I love them. People come to town. Look at this. It's just terrific. Several wheat paste murals on the POW building, and the painting of the 3 downtown electrical boxes, which are really cool. In particular, Susan's Memories of Downtown project has been exhibited several times since 2010, and the Facebook page continues to draw attention to downtown Salisbury's history. Susan Holt. And our third nominee is not able to attend, unfortunately, tonight, Chris McIntosh. Chris writes, Salisbury is the most urban you can get on the Eastern Shore, but it's very Delmarva too, which is where my roots come in. I love that collision of Delmarva and urban. The community is a tight-knit community, and everybody knows everybody. There is so much potential for growth and investment in people. Chris is the digital storyteller who lives and works in downtown Salisbury. He's also the founder of SBY Digital, a passionate business that helps develop story-driven websites. Out of his love and skill for digital storytelling, Chris served on the TEDx Salisbury 2016 lead team and is currently redoing the City of Salisbury's website. Chris McIntosh. So please come to the stage, Allison Grice. Grice. I knew it, David Grice. Executive Director of the Salisbury Art Space.
No, I know who he is, though. I've spoken with him before. I am very excited to present this award, and just so excited to be a part of what's happening in Salisbury. I am officially a come here, yes. Thank you, all right. Yeah. And it was over 10 years ago, but I came from New Jersey. You don't think of small towns when you think of New Jersey, but I came from a small town in New Jersey, and this place grew on me really fast, and I'm just really excited to be a part of everything that's happening to downtown Salisbury, to Salisbury as a whole, and excited to be a part of it. So, the award for the visual artist goes to Susan Holt.
I certainly didn't expect this, but thank you, and I just want to say that this is about community. No public art project happens on its own. The artist does a large part, but there's a whole lot of people behind it. So I'm thrilled to accept this and to be honored tonight and expect much more to come in the future. Thank you.
The Performing Artist Award. This individual uses the gift of music to connect to the community and cultivate love for Salisbury. Our first nominee is AMP Studios. They write, Salisbury has been incredibly supportive of AMP Studio and has given us many opportunities for our young musicians and singers to perform. We have so many talented youth in our community. We love that this city finds a way to spotlight them. We absolutely love Salisbury. The musicians of AMP Studio have been fortunate enough to provide music for several Salisbury events like Third Friday, First Saturday, Mayor Day's Election Night Party, another event I wasn't invited to, and this year's New Year's Eve celebration. They've also played music to support fundraising activities by local organizations. The bands have rocked the stage at the Wycomico County Fair, the Salisbury Optimist Club Home Show, and of course, my favorite event, the St. Francis de Sales Riverside Carnival. It gets wacky at that thing. The Wycomico Relay of Life, and the Salisbury Wycomico Arts Council River Arts Fest. AMP Studios. I got a call this morning from someone, and I'm always excited to take calls because they're going to tell me how much they love the paper, but this was not one of those calls. It was about the next nominee, Rock and Roll Revival. lady from Del Mar called and said, "Why do I have to keep hearing about rock and roll revival so much?" Because it's so fun. Rock and Roll Revival has been a tradition in Salisbury for 18 years, more than the largest fundraising event for Bennett High School's Parent-Teachers Association. This live show is a display of the vast young talent of JMB. It is amazing, Rock and Roll Revival. And our third nominee is the Salisbury University Squawkapella. Squawkapella was founded by two Salisbury students, Brian Kuhn and Adam Miller, in the spring of 2006. The group is still the university's only student-run contemporary a cappella group where students enjoy singing fun, upbeat songs, and all sorts of audiences in the local community. Salisbury University Squawkapella. It says here I'm to welcome to the stage Jamie Hayter.
Who's that?
Oh, Jamie Heater, I'm sorry. To present the award.
Thank you. All right. Ooh.
I promised myself I wouldn't fall. So I'm here. Mike Day couldn't be here today, so I'm presenting this on behalf of the Salisbury Arts and Entertainment District Committee, and we are very proud to sponsor the Performing Artist Award. I think what most of you know me best for is Third Friday, which is kind of more about visual arts. There is, visual arts and performing arts, and I think that one of the next steps for Salisbury is truly embracing performing arts, and I am a huge fan of every single one of the people who are nominated today. And how do I find out who that is? Do I have to read this? Okay. Rock and Roll Revival.
The thing that's so ironic about this is that, a lot of the kids that are in the show are courtesy of AMP, so it's kind of a shared thing. God, I had no idea. Anyway, I am born and raised in Salisbury, and my parents really pushed the idea of giving back. I'm a Bennett graduate, and my kids went there, and I couldn't think of another way, a better way to share my love and to watch these kids go from scratch from auditioning to performing. Some of them, it'll be the only time they ever do this in their life. But then some of them are going to be professional musicians. It's just an amazing process. And thank you. And this is, I know, I'm trying. Anyway, thank you so much. This is awesome. Going back to rehearsal to show everybody.
Thank you very much. And we can't stick around because tonight's the last dress rehearsal. The show opens tomorrow.
Yeah, so we got
The best award, I think, the Public Safety Award. While most of this work goes unrecognized, this individual's commitment to public safety protects the community of Salisbury and its open doors. Our first nominee is Corporal Matt Thompson. Matt writes, I believe in the potential of this city so much that several years ago, my family and I opened up a small business on the plaza. We truly are all in for Salisbury and look forward to seeing all that this great city has to offer. Corporal Thompson was born and raised in the city of Salisbury. After going to college in Illinois, he came back to Salisbury to follow his father's footsteps and become a Salisbury police officer. In 2002, that dream became a reality, and he spent the last 15 years serving as a patrol officer. He's also been a detective with the Criminal Investigation Unit, and most recently was promoted to the rank of corporal. Spending time in these various positions has allowed Corporal Thompson to serve Salisbury by protecting its residents and forging relationships with local business owners, college students, and visitors, which has made for a great career. Corporal Matt Thompson. Our second nominee is Detective Keith Newcomer. Keith writes, I love Salisbury because it has so much potential for great things. Since I have been a police officer at the city of Salisbury, I've met many wonderful people. I became a police officer because I love helping Salisbury in any way I can, and I strive every day to exemplify a positive role model and influence to all I meet. Positive role model and influence to all I meet. Detective Newcomer has been in law enforcement for 13 years with the Salisbury, and been with the Salisbury Police Department for 6 years. He's an instructor in several different areas to include firearms, taser, and DUI. Usually when I have a DUI problem, they use the taser on me, and I really enjoy that. Detective Newcomer assists the Maryland State Police Alcohol Unit in teaching the National Highway Traffic Safety Standardized Field Sobriety Test in the Academy to new police recruits. Detective Newcomer also assists with the Delta Waterfowl Midshore Chapter in Sussex County, Delaware, which assists in the conservation of waterfowl on the Eastern Shore and helps with introducing kids to hunting and gun safety. Detective Newcomer spends his free time in the woods, deer hunting, or on the water, duck hunting. Detective Keith Newcomer. Our third Public Safety Award nominee is Corporal Mike Porta. Corporal Porter writes, I love my job mainly due to the fact that Salisbury has a small city feeling. Everyone looks out for one another and has each other's backs when help is needed. I have not forgotten where I came from. Officer Porter started his law enforcement career with the Salisbury Police Department in 2000. While employed with the city, Corporal Porta was a member of the United States Air Force Reserves in Dover, Delaware. When the tragic events of September 11th occurred, he was activated to active duty status and was gone for over a year. During that time, he received numerous phone calls of support from people in the community just to make sure he was okay. In April of 2004, Corporal Porta left Salisbury to join the ranks of the Maryland State Police. After graduating from the academy, he was assigned back to the Salisbury Barrack, and in October 2009, he was assigned to the Criminal Enforcement Division, Corporal Mike Porta. Our mayor, Jake Day, he's shaking his head, come up and present the Public Safety Award.
Now, it is an honor I'll be brief, it's an honor to be up here to present this award. There's a lot of people in this community that I said earlier, make it what it is because of what you give back. There's no greater way to serve your community than to stand between the things that we fear and the rest of us. So, Corporal Mike Porta, come on up.
I want to thank everybody for coming out here today, friends, family, co-workers. We Heart Salisbury. Salisbury is great. Let's make it greater.
Our next award is the Nonprofit Award. This nonprofit cares for the needs of Salisbury's residents with creativity and faithfulness. Our first nominee is the Salisbury Art Space. Salisbury Art Space writes, Salisbury is special to all of us at Salisbury Art Space because it has that small town feel, and at the same time, the potential to help us all achieve big dreams. We want to make the arts and all the wonderful ways in which they enhance our life accessible to everyone, as our current unwavering organizational vision is art for all. For 6 decades, AING, which was recently rebranded as Salisbury Art Space, has worked to address changing community needs. Their current focus is on outreach to share the arts with all people, with emphasis on providing positive educational and career-building experiences to underserved and at-risk youth in our community. In the summer of 2016, Salisbury Art Space partnered with the Camden Community Garden to provide free creative art activities and free lunches to local at-risk youth. With support from the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore, they will continue providing this kind of educational art programming to at-risk and underserved youth in Wicomico, Worcester, and Somerset counties. The Salisbury Art Space. Our second nominee is a new one in town, the Wheelhouse Bicycle Donation Hub. They write, "Salisbury is bikeable!" exclamation point. We are extremely fortunate that our government and the community leaders are making progress toward a viable bicycling infrastructure. It allows people to connect with their city by utilizing a highly effective form of transportation while encouraging the enjoyment of our wonderful parks and natural resources. The Wheelhouse Bicycle Donation Hub is more about people than bikes. The Wheelhouse uses bikes as a tool to bring people together, build community, and establish trust. They use their bicycles to support the community programs aimed at bridging racial, gender, and economic divides, and donate bicycles to underserved children and adults who need reliable transportation. The Wheelhouse does this in hopes of enabling health, employment, drug recovery, and education. The Wheelhouse Bicycle Donation Hub. As an editor, I get tired every week I have to put in the paper something good that the JCs have done. They just don't stop. Every week it's another Christmas parade. So our third nominee is the Salisbury JCs. Jason, do you want to read the list? You wrote the list? I don't think we have time for me to read the whole list. They've been a positive force for change since 1940 in this town. Historically, the JC is responsible for a number of convenience and facilities the community enjoys today, including 911 address numbering in the city, the Jaguar Habitat at the Salisbury Zoo, the JC Park, home of the West Salisbury Little League. The most popular current events include the Salisbury Christmas Parade, which they founded in 1947, the Children's Christmas Shopping Tour for less fortunate children, founded in 1969, the Treat Street Safe Halloween trick-or-treating event that had like 5,000 kids this year. Read Across America, everything they do at the library. Do I really have to read all this? They raise money for the American Cancer Society through the Relay for Life. They do the Village of Hope. They win the Great Clue Caper every year. Jake Day used to be a member. Oh, they did that beautiful plaza thing there, that reading area at East Salisbury School. They just did that last year. But the biggest impact, of course, is the number of great community leaders that they've produced in all those years, the Salisbury JCs. I'd like to welcome to the stage two of my all-time favorite people in this town. I just love these people, Ryan and Amanda Weaver, the elders of the Remedy Church. Not Amanda. Yeah, this doesn't look like, I wanted to hug Amanda.
Afterward.
Okay.
Amanda, Greg wants to hug you. Are you okay with that? Personal space and whatnot? You're okay? Okay, we're good. All right, here we go. An award. Congrats to all of the nonprofits. You all volunteer in so many ways. This room is a who's who of volunteerism. So thank you for serving our city in the ways you do. Rance, do you want to announce who it is?
The Salisbury JCs.
Yay!
So since our list was so long, we will say thank you to everyone who has helped us out, because none of those projects would happen without people in the community coming out and helping us with that and being a part of our organization. So thank you, WeHeartSBY, and thank you to everyone else for all the help.
They really are amazing. The Import Award. This one made me cry last year. My friend Andrea Bursler got up here, and I was crying when she won that. So I'm glad to see that she's back here again. What did you say last year that made me cry? It was more than that. I mean, I was just buckets. It was the Import Award. Although this person wasn't born here, we're not going to hold that against them. They have planted themselves in Salisbury, and beautiful things have grown around them. Isn't that nice? Beautiful things have grown around them. Our first nominee is Dr. James Buss. Dr. Buss writes, "It's exciting to see so many people dedicate themselves to make the city an even better place to live. You can feel that energy when you attend Third Friday festivities or when you run into community leaders at local restaurants and they take the time to strike up a conversation, or when you see people gather at the local farmers markets. From the first day that I arrived in Salisbury just a few years ago, Salisbury felt like home." As the new Dean of Honors College at SU and a recent import to Salisbury, Dr. Buss worked to connect students to the community and vice versa. 3 years ago, SU started to require their honors freshmen to participate in a community engagement project where they reach out to members of the community, conduct research on a local issue, and take action. Since starting this program, more than 350 SU students have gone out into the community to learn more about Salisbury and help their fellow citizens. As someone who believes that you teach by example, Dr. Buss took the challenge to get more involved by taking students to God's Kitchen and Salisbury Urban Ministries to volunteer with renovations, by working on the city's green team to help Salisbury be named Sustainable Maryland Certified City, and serving on the Board of Arts and Entertainment District, which is a recent addition. Dr. Buss also invited community members to come speak with students through a Wednesday night salon series and a Monday evening leadership class. Dr. James Buss. Our second nominee is Laura Kordakowski. How come I can say that name and I can't say DeMurray? See, I still can't say it now. Laura writes, "I love my dog. I love my dog. I love my dog." Laura writes, "I love Salisbury because of the community that has brought me and made me feel so welcome." Community that has brought me in. Oh, has brought me in and made me feel so welcome. For me, it's the perfect balance of city-town living. Salisbury is large enough to act as a driving force of the Eastern Shore's economy, but also small enough that you can run into a familiar face wherever you go. There is no shortage of people that are dedicated to making Salisbury a better place to live, work, and play. Recently, Laura opened the Downtown Visitor Center, where she can share her love for Salisbury with everyone who walks the door, including visitors from out of town and members of the community who are rediscovering the magic of downtown. Together with her fellow import nominee, Jamie Heater, they work to make downtown a fun place to be. Laura Kordakowski. And of course, the final nominee is Jamie Heater. Jamie also gets right to it. "I love Salisbury for its people. The genuine kindness and creativity in this community inspires me." That seems kind of forced, I don't know. Jamie is the executive director of the Salisbury Arts and Entertainment District, which produces Third Friday, Fridays at 5, New Year's Eve Salisbury, and more. But more than that, those who know Jamie Heater closely can easily say that she embodies the very energy, creativity, and sense of belonging that we all love about Salisbury. Jamie Heater. Ethan Wilson from one of the great businesses in town, Kuhn's Jewelers, is going to come up and give this award.
Coming to the Lower Eastern Shore must be a real culture shock to someone who's not from here. We talk a little differently, we're a little leery of come-heres and label them just that. But where would our community be without them? We become so used to our ways that we often can't see the forest for the trees, and we get stuck in our ways because that's the way it's always been done. We need the fresh eye that come here to nudge us out of our complacency and lead us to an even better place to live. That is what all three nominees for the Import Award have done for us, and is something we born heaters are grateful for tonight. So without further ado, tonight's winner is Dr. James Buss.
Oh, this is really a surprise. And am I supposed to smash it now? Oh, we're supposed to break it? And no, thank you, Laura and Jamie. We are. Thank you. I loved your album Lemonade, both of you. Beyonce, Jamie, Laura, you're my heroes. Thank you, We Heart Salisbury, everyone else for this award. And thank you to our community partners. If you're not one of our community partners with SU and the Honors College, please see me after this. We would love to partner with you. It's been my great pleasure to move to this city, to get to know everyone, and to be a part of the, in the heart of this city. I love Salisbury, and thank you so much.
Again, this category makes me tear up. I don't know what it is. The Unsung Hero Award. This behind-the-scenes individual faithfully loves and serves Salisbury. Our first nominee is Douglas Draper, Sr. Doug writes, "My dad served the city, so maybe he passed that on to me. He said getting a job at the city was good because it's a good place to work, and it is. There are a lot of unsung heroes in the Public Works Department. I don't do this stuff by myself, you know. There are a lot of good people here." Doug is the park supervisor in the Public Works Department for the city. For more than 25 years, he has been a faithful steward of Salisbury's parks and downtown plaza. Doug was born in Cambridge, but has always lived in Salisbury. His father, William Draper, was an officer in the Salisbury Police Department, whose beat was downtown. When Doug was young, he worked at White and Leonard. Does anyone remember White and Leonard? Wow, to go to White and Leonard was a big deal. An office supply store located on the plaza. Doug enjoys interacting with people on the plaza while planting flowers and seeing his family who lives downtown. They were all out there today on the median in the cold. It was amazing. Whether it's caring for the needs of local residents, planting fresh herbs on the plaza, monitoring the park, plowing snow through the night, Douglas Draper Sr. has left an inspiring mark on the city's landscape and people. Douglas Draper. Our second nominee is Scott Malone. Scott writes, "I love the history of this town. I love how the community rallies around each other. I love seeing the faces of the kids and parents when they come out to an event like the tree lighting and have a great time. In a way, Salisbury is my family because it's been ingrained in me from birth that this is our home." That's really nice. For the past 4 years, Scott has organized the Christmas tree lighting to help boost downtown Salisbury. The event is part of Scott's legacy as his dad, the great Gene Malone, ran it in the 80s and 90s. Scott was inspired by his childhood memories in downtown Salisbury and hopes to bring those same memories to his family and others every year. Scott Malone. Our third nominee is Allison Pulcher. Allison writes, "I love Salisbury because as I come here, I've never felt so welcomed and enveloped into a fold in all my life. There are so many doers here, and to get to be part of the doing is an honor and a pleasure. To see this city surge with excitement and service and dedication and change and passion is really something to behold. To be part of that is an incredibly amazing thing. My whole family is in love with our community and are all just as dedicated and willing and passionate about helping to keep the momentum of awesome going. The momentum of awesome going. I like it. The momentum of awesome. The momentum of awesome. I've never been accused of having the momentum of awesome. As we all know, Allison is the co-founder and event coordinator of Salisbury Hero Day, a great new event. She is a member of the Salisbury Sunrise Rotary Club, which unlike the JCs, you've got to be somewhere on Wednesdays at like 7 in the morning, and she serves on the third Friday and first Saturday committees. She loves to plan great events for the city and her position as the communication and special events coordinator with Salisbury Neighborhood Housing, Allison Polcher. All right, we're about to find out if my office rent check cleared. Please come to the stage, Brad Gillis and Joey Gilkerson.
You got 12 more days, Greg.
February 28th.
Yeah, that's my 12. I'm Brad Gillis.
Chris Gilkerson. Real quick, if I could borrow somebody's handcuff, because he has not paid rent. And one quick comment, and I've been accused for making statements and analogies and that nobody can follow, and sometimes I can't even follow. But I was in Milford today, and it made me realize how thankful we are as a community to have what we have. Joey and I were driving around Milford, Delaware today, and we were comparing streets to Riverside Drive, Camden Avenue, all the areas that we're so thankful for in the community that we live in. When you are outside Salisbury, remember what you have in this community. Because I think many, and I'm guilty of this, we forget what we have. And if you could just take that one moment to reflect, much like what we're doing tonight, we will continue to build and prosper and become the community that we are, and even better.
So Brad and I are capable of chasing new hospitals around, but we're not capable of giving out this award. So if Katie could come up here for a second. This is Katie Weaver. This is Derek's wife.
Thank you. I am both terrified and super excited to give this award away. I can personally say that this person has left an impact on my life, and that's my dad, Douglas Draper.
Hey, Todd.
Whether you want to or not.
Thank you.
Speech.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a public speaker. I'm really humbled to have gotten this award. I'm just one of many of you, and I think you all are making Salisbury really proud. Thank you.
This is the big one. There's only one left. That means you guys don't have to hear me anymore after this. This is awesome for you. This is called the We Heart Salisbury Award. Last year's winner was Matt Drew, who, Matt Drew, is he out there? Matt Drew fits the belief thing. There are a million engineers who know just as much as Matt Drew knows, I hope. more. But this guy is able to convince people to build bike paths. And I used to be in these meetings, and he would go on about the bike. Where's the bike path? You look at the maps. Where's the bike? I'd be like, tell him to sit down. No one cares about the bike paths. And then when I'm on Camden Avenue and I almost get killed riding my bike, I'm like, where's the bike path? Matt Drew believes. He believed in something and got the community to believe with him. So I want to salute him for being last year's winner. This individual's work shows their big heart for Salisbury and aligns with the We Heart Salisbury's mission to cultivate love for our city and engage strategic efforts for Salisbury to thrive. Our first nominee is Donna Haig. Donna writes, I love Salisbury for its small town feel. It's nice to be in a town where so many people are connected. It makes it easy to get things done through different connections. When we moved here in 2001, we were only going to stay 3 years and then move on. How often do you hear that? Almost 15 years later, we are still calling Salisbury home. We decided we liked the slower pace and thought this was a great place to raise our boys. We have no plans of going anywhere else. Donna, as everyone knows, is the executive assistant to the mayor of Salisbury, which means she knows where all the bodies are buried, and enjoys engaging the efforts of organizations through fundraising, walks, and runs. Donna Haig. Our next nominee is one of my favorite people, Dave Ryan. Dave Ryan is probably the best tennis player I ever saw back when we were Tennis Town USA, and how you were as a tennis player meant a lot. And he's still like that. He doesn't like to lose. Dave is the executive director of the Salisbury Wycomico Economic Development Corporation. He has faithfully carried out the mission of SWED to enhance the socioeconomic environment of Salisbury, Wycomico County, and the region through the preservation and creation of productive employment opportunities. Dave Ryan. And our third nominee is Chris Eccleston. Another guy. I mean, he's just as smart as all the contractors, but he had a belief that veterans were kind of getting shorted and they needed jobs, and he was going to help. What a belief that is. It's awesome. So thank you for that, Chris. Chris writes, why do I love Salisbury? I have served my entire life through scouts, military, etc., and it is my duty to continue to make this place great. Serve 1 hour a week, and you will change your life, your community, and many others you will never even know. Our people love each other and will answer the call when needed. That, to me, is worth all the love in the world. It's my home, and I want it to be the best place that it possibly can be. I want everyone to say, I live in Salisbury with pride. Chris volunteers with Operation We Care, Winter Wonderland of Lights, and the project to paint all the power transformers in downtown Salisbury. He was chairman of the Tri-County Boy Scouts annual prayer breakfast for the past 2 years. He currently serves on the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. He's going to be the chairman next year. The Wycomico Board of License Commissioners, so he controls who gets the alcoholic beverage permits in this county, so he's a very important person to know. I'm up for one in my garage, by the way. That's a good point. I'm renting that from Bradley as well. He's involved with the Greater Salisbury Committee, the Lower Shore Enterprises Board of Directors, and he too can manage to get up early on Wednesdays and hit that Sunrise Rotary Club. Chris Eccleston. We have to take a minute and salute the guy who has made all this happen, Derek Weaver, and his wife, Katie. And their work through the Remedy Church, very subtle and perfect tone all the time. And we welcome them up to present this great award.
So since Joey called my wife up, she's not coming this time. She said it's too much. She doesn't like to be in front of people. So she's much like her dad. So this award was created as a category that kind of encompasses anything and everything. We realized as the board was putting together these awards last year and trying to fit each person in these categories, we realized there was a gap for individuals who are kind of all over the place, as Greg mentioned with Matt Drew, just kind of doing everything everywhere, and it's too hard to kind of put them in one category. So we created this category as a tribute to those individuals who are just all over the place, and we love them for it. And those of you in the room are doing the same, and we're just thankful for this category and these individuals, these nominees. So this winner, spoiler alert, I already knew who won, so I don't really need to look, but this individual has been recognized a lot lately on a grander scale, but unfortunately not much on a local scale here in Salisbury. And so we kept this individual from last year, who was also in this category, if you didn't notice. So it's Chris Eccleston.
So my goal, thank you, Derek. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the votes. I always try to at least make it really awkward before I come up here and speak, whatever. So anyway, We Heart Salisbury. I want to thank We Heart Salisbury Committee, the Board of Directors. I want to thank Donna, and I want to thank Dave Ryan, and everybody else that was here tonight that won this award. I mean, this is just great what it embodies and what it embraces, and that's just positive feeling and the love for Salisbury. And I got a little emotional over there earlier. I mean, we talk about winning, the Freedom Award, which was huge for us, the Secretary of Defense Freedom Award, but winning something from Salisbury is huge, and just thank you very much. This means a lot.
I've already been having conversations with all of you around the room in that intermission. We want to thank you for what you're doing. That's the point of this evening. So please, I'll be around the room. I'd love to give you hugs, get to meet you. If I haven't met you already, I've been trying to find everyone, all the nominees, but if I haven't met you, I'd love to meet you. But please stop thanking us. When we created this and heard about the idea from Jim Ireton, we just wanted to do something cool for the city and to celebrate all the good you're doing. So that's the point of WeHeartSBY. That's the point of why we're here. So just thank you. Please stop thanking me. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate the board of directors for all they're doing with WeHeartSBY and HQ. Can we give a round of applause for HQ? They have been phenomenal. They helped us last year. They supported us this year. Their staff was here today helping us set up, and last year we had a hard time getting all this ready, and they were here working it really hard with us. So we're thankful for them. We're thankful for Jake and being here with us and supporting this. So thank you all. Please stop thanking us. We love you.
Our proceedings here are ended. Thank you so much for loving Salisbury. Thank you.